This pillow is you in 2019, and I'm 2020, right? So here you go. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm going to see all these movies. Yay! I'm going to go travel the world in 2020. This is going to be my year. No! No! Not be doing that! So, we as movie fans, we were really excited for 2020, right? We got like Black Widow, Dune, Wonder Woman. I mean, Wonder Woman did come out on HBO, but all these movies. Movie theaters closed, a lot of our big blockbuster movies got delayed and pushed back to really far away, and some movies just dropped on streaming platforms, which at first you were like,
hey, why are they doing that? I wanted to see that in theaters.
But then you see the movie on the streaming platform and you're like, okay, well, good thing I didn't go to the movie theaters to see that. Welcome to my list of top 10 things, movie and TV shows that I saw in 2020 that I really liked. Now this video is probably titled like my top 10 favorite movies of 2020, but that's not really the case because again, 2020, everything, all the big blockbusters, all the things that we really wanted to see got pretty much canceled. There was a few things that came out that, you know, we still watched and we still loved, but a lot of the things got canceled. So I used this year and I used quarantine to catch up on all like the, you know, catch up on all the pop culture things that I haven't seen. So this list consists of 10 movies and TV shows combined that I really enjoyed from present or the past. For example, here's an honorable mention. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It did not come out in 2020. It came out in 2013, has a 7-season run. In 2021, there will be an 8th season. I'm currently watching it. I'm on season 7, not done with it yet, but I'm really enjoying it. If I finished it, it probably would have been on this list. Super funny show. The cast is great. I love all the episodes, especially in the later seasons. The episodes, there's a few episodes that deal with some serious subject matter, but that like doesn't compromise the humor and the comedy and all. It's written very well and it's just a blast. This is important to say to you that don't take this list too seriously. It's not like number 1 is better than number 10 or number 10 is way worse than number 1, right? It's just 10 things. So don't sit there being like,
wow, you put that thing at number 10? I think it should have been at number 1.
The Invisible Man, a movie that I saw all the way back in February. I remember I took my friends to see it. They had no idea what to expect from it. I saw the trailers. I kind of knew what to expect from it. But this movie was a very successful psychological thriller. I wouldn't classify this as a horror movie, as more of a psychological thriller, because the entire movie you're just sitting there and thinking, wait, is the Invisible Man, is he in the shot somewhere here? Elizabeth Moss gives a fantastic performance of a woman who is just being put through it. Her mental state is just deteriorating throughout the movie. She's being mentally tortured. And I feel like in a scenario like that, when you can make the audience feel exactly what the main character is feeling, I feel like that's when you make a very successful psychological thriller. Good Time is directed by the Safdie brothers, and it's a movie that came out in 2017 starring Robert Pattinson, where he's basically a bank robber where one robbery goes wrong and his brother gets captured by the police, and now he's spending this whole night, this whole chaotic night in New York City trying to get the money to bail his brother out. Now in 2019 I did a review for Uncut Gems, another Safdie brothers movie, and that movie was high-paced, lots of energy in that New York City filled, really gritty. Adam Sandler gave a fantastic performance, and in that review I think I mentioned that I heard of this movie Good Time, but I've never seen it. And this year, somewhere in this year, I don't even remember when, but it was on Netflix, so I was like, I gotta check this shit out. So I checked it out, and I can definitely tell you that the Safdie brothers definitely have a very cool style of making these high-paced, very chaotic, very intense films settled in New York City. And Robert Pattinson gives a fantastic performance. This movie gets me excited to see him as Batman, see his version of Bruce Wayne. This movie had so much. It had heart, it had comedy, it had great performances from everybody. Scarlett Johansson gives a fantastic performance. I don't remember if she won an Oscar for this one or if she won an Oscar for Marriage Story. I don't think she won an Oscar. don't believe so, but she gave a great performance. And the kid that plays JoJo, he was so great. One of the best kid acting that I have seen in a movie in a long time. This kid stole the entire movie. He was freaking fantastic in it. And Taika Waititi made such a great but yet bizarre film that I just really enjoyed. This movie has so much heart, and I have to get it on Blu-ray still. I really want it in my collection. I really enjoyed Jojo Rabbit. Our first TV show on the list, and that is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 7. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I've been watching it for a few years now. I absolutely love the show. I will stand by the fact that this is the most underrated superhero Marvel TV show. Probably one of the most underrated TV shows ever. I mean, this show gets so much hate for no reason. I see it all over the internet. People who haven't seen it are always like,
This shit looks cheesy. Like, what is this? This looks like garbage.
well, no, give it a watch. It's really good. 7 great seasons. Season 7 came out somewhere in May, and this season could not have come at a better time because back in May, I believe this is about where quarantine started. Maybe we were 2 months into quarantine at that point. But just life just sucked, and every week seeing a new Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode for Season 7 was just so great, so refreshing. It just made that week that much better. And this is the last season for the show, and I'm so happy they got to end it on their own terms, not getting canceled or anything. And I think this is a great finale. Prisoners is a movie that I've always wanted to see. You know, you always have that movie that you saw a trailer for and you're always like, oh man, I gotta check this one out. And it's always in the back of your head, but you can just never get to it. This movie's just filled with mind-blowing performances from Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal, Viola Davis, Terrence Howard. Everybody's just so great in this movie, and Denis Villeneuve's directing is just mind-blowing. This film is long, and it's very kind of heavy on the mind. It's a very dark film, but that's what I loved about it. You know, sometimes you just gotta turn on a movie and you just gotta know what to expect. You know, you're not turning this movie on because you're like, I think this is gonna be a super happy movie. No, I turned this movie knowing that it was gonna be super depressing, and I got from it what I expected. Yeah, this movie's great, and I'm so happy I finally got to see it. Tiger King! Oh my goodness! Talk about a long year. Every single time I think about Tiger King, I'm like, wait, Tiger King was this year? It came out all the way in like March, I think. I'm just so shocked whenever I think about it. This is just how long 2020 has been. That Tiger King was this year. I didn't make a review on it, but I remember I recorded it and I just wasn't feeling the review, but I absolutely love this documentary. And I don't watch many documentaries, but my friends were like, yo, you gotta check this out. This is insane. Creators of this documentary knew what they had in their hands, right? They were like, we have this baby that is absolutely chaotic, that is just absolutely filled with entertainment. Entertainment gold, and we're going to make one of the most entertaining and chaotic documentaries there is. I mean, every episode just gets you hooked in to see another one and another one. I remember at the end of like episode 2, right, they introduced Carol Baskin and they're talking about Carol Baskin, and I'm like, this lady seems like a giant hypocrite, okay. And at the end of the episode, one of the last lines they dropped, they were like, well, too bad she killed her husband. And I was just like, wait, she did what? She killed her I gotta tune into the next episode. It's like 2 a.m. and I gotta go to sleep. But you can't just leave me on that when the next episode's available right away. I gotta see this. If you haven't seen Tiger King and you're just looking to see a crazy real life story and learn about it and have your mind just blown that it actually happened, check out Tiger King. Shit's wild. Community is probably my top 2 favorite sitcoms of all time. Number 1 is probably Friends. Yeah, I know, it's like the trend on the internet right now to hate on Friends. Whatever, I love Friends. I've seen it many times. Friends is great. But Community, I finally saw it this year. People have been telling me about it. The internet has been telling me how great it was. And when I tuned into it, I honestly had no idea what I was getting myself into. I thought it was just a sitcom about community college. It was gonna roll like your standard sitcom. But no, this show cranks it to another level of comedy. Dan Harmon is behind the writing for majority of the seasons, and I just love just love the creativity. A lot of the episodes are directed by the Russo brothers, who have since moved on to directing the two biggest Avengers movies of all time that have made around billions and billions of dollars at the box office. I relate to Abed so much. Abed is just such a great character. Again, all the pop culture references, all the little skits that they do, and the unique episodes. My favorite ones are the two first paintball episodes. The humor is clever, the characters are great, the episodes are super creative. I love it. Community is probably my second favorite sitcom of all time. The Gentleman is a film that I saw all the way back in January, and I remember absolutely loving the film. Matthew McConaughey is so good in this movie, Charlie Hunnam is great in this movie, Hugh Grant is great in this movie, Colin Farrell is absolutely hilarious in this film. And this film is directed by Guy Ritchie, where Guy Ritchie puts his style into it. I remember listening to reviews about this film and people were like, oh, this is Guy Ritchie returning back to form. And people were quoting this movie Snatch, right? Which I literally saw 2 weeks ago from today, right? I saw the movie 2 weeks ago. And when I saw it, I was like, whoa, there is definitely a lot of similarities between Snatch and The Gentleman. I can see that comparison that people are making. And when I saw The Gentleman, I wasn't too familiar with Guy Ritchie's work. I knew of his style, but I don't think I saw many of his movies before The Gentleman. But I absolutely loved his style. I hope he keeps doing more of these films. They're fast-paced, the stories are told in a very unique way, the editing is absolutely top tier. With Guy Ritchie films, Snatch and The Gentleman, editing is absolutely crucial. The dialogue is quippy, it's hilarious, it's clever. Yeah, I loved The Gentleman. It's one of my favorite movies of 2020. I gotta get that movie for my collection as well. I still don't have it. Christopher Nolan, Robert Pattinson, John David Washington, spy thriller, Inception type with time travel. I mean, come on, like how could that not be one of my most anticipated movies of 2020? It just had to be. Come on, that's a formula for like everything that I love. Tenet was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. And like I said in my review, one of my biggest problems with it is that I just could not hear the dialogue at all. I wish they would clean that up so I could just hear what they're talking about. Now look, I still haven't gotten the Blu-ray version, so maybe if I get the Blu-ray version, it will sound much better at home, especially with maybe some subtitles to understand some plot points. But the action sequences are just mind-blowing in this film. Christopher Nolan knocks it out of the park with the action sequences. It's not my favorite Christopher Nolan movie, but I still enjoyed it, and I can't wait to get a copy to watch at home because I can't wait to rewatch this film. Because again, I only saw it once, back all the way in September, in a movie theater where my ears were bleeding from the sound that I was hearing. But I think this movie needs at least 2 or 3 more watches to fully understand it, and I can't wait to watch it at home. The Boys Season 2 was bigger and probably better than Season 1. I'm still debating which one I like more, but Season 2 was a great follow-up to Season 1. I absolutely adore the world building in The Boys. I mean, everywhere our characters go, the sets are built to fit the world. I mean, like, they could pick up a carton of milk, and that carton of milk will be designed to have a superhero on it because that's how the world operates. Superheroes are commercialized, so they are everywhere. So the set designs are absolutely fantastic. Performances from everybody are great. I said this many times, Anthony freaking Starr deserves an Emmy for his performance as Homelander in this season. He is so incredibly intimidating in every single scene. Anthony Starr for me was the star of Season 2, if you will. Yeah. You know what's funny to me? The Boys is probably the best thing Amazon Prime Video has put out so far. Now, if you look at Prime Videos and you look at a little star rating, they have like a 3-star rating, right? Considering the fact that everywhere else they're getting just these amazing ratings, right? But if you click on that star rating, right, and you read some of the reviews are mostly people complaining that Season 2 was every episode was coming out weekly. Like, you get one episode on Friday, then next Friday you get another episode, right? People were complaining about that. But also a lot of the episodes are just boomers complaining about how gory and disgusting and M-rated the show is. If you ever been on Prime Video and you look at The Boys and you're like, oh, 3-star rating, what the fuck's this shit? I'm not watching this. Give it a watch. The show's great. If you ever talk to somebody who actually seen the show, they'll tell you that the show is absolutely fantastic. If you're looking for a really gritty, mature superhero show, just be ready. There's a lot of gore, cursing, sexual stuff, all that good stuff, right? Stuff that we all love. Just be ready for that, and if you're looking for that, The Boys is perfect for you. I think you really enjoy it. That concludes my list of top 10 things, movies and TV shows that I saw this year, past or present, 2020 or before 2020, that I really liked. Yeah, I just wanted to share that basically. I mean, I know my list isn't full of things that actually came out in 2020, but I'm just basically sharing just, you know, movies and TV shows from, again, past and present that I saw that I really enjoyed. I mean, there's so much entertainment. It doesn't all have to be from 2020. So, you know, if you've ever wanted to see any of these movies, or you're just looking for recommendations for just some things, you know, I mean, again, a lot of things that were supposed to come out in 2020 were either delayed or just pushed back really far away, right? So, what are some movies and TV shows that you saw in 2020 that you really enjoyed, that you were like, wow, I wish I saw that shit sooner, or wow, I'm so happy this came out in 2020. Leave all of that down in the comments. I would love to have a discussion with you about that. Also, take some of your suggestions in. But yes, leave this video a like and subscribe. Again, Happy New Year to everybody. Let's hope for positivity for 2021. And I'll see you guys in the next video.